Let's go ahead and bring in Steiner Sports CEO, Brandon Steiner.
One of the country's top memorabilia mogul.
I have an unbelievable guest, Brandon Steiner.
Brandon's second to none.
We're live. Hello. Welcome. Project X, it's been a while. And entrepreneurism, this time of year, things are a little crazy. It's a little busy. Got Jesse, got Jack, got Ben here behind the scenes. Allan Maman is my guest. Am I got that correct?
Yeah, you're good.
Allan, as I say to everybody that I meet, and I only met you 5-10 minutes ago, so everybody's got a story. What's yours?
My story of from day one?
Whatever, man. How do you get to this place in time? Because I think you're young enough. Should you be in school?
Yeah. Well, I just
finals?
graduated high school last semester, last year.
Okay.
And I should be taking finals now, but I'm not in college.
Where are you?
I'm technically dropped out, but I'm going back.
How are you
semester.
technically? You don't technically drop.
Yeah,
Either you dropped out or not.
I dropped out.
Are you committed to going to school or not?
I'm dropped out right now. That's what I'm saying.
I just want to know I'm vehemently against the whole messing at college.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying I'm the end all. A lot of people feel that college is not necessary. Do you feel that? Or
the only reason why I'm going is basically for the the networking kind of aspect. So right now I'm doing a year at a community college, but then I'm planning on transferring to NYU, for example. And there I'll build connections, right? Where it'll help me. I guess in the future, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, tell me what gives you what's the leg that you're standing on that gives you the confidence that, well, maybe I don't need school. What is that? How do you make a living?
So, it's really just based off
what have you got going? And by the way, how long have you had it going? Because you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what your story is.
Basically just ever since I was young, always wanted nice things. For example, my parents were if you want it, you're gonna have to work for it, obviously. So I've always found my way to hustle around things. So in 6th, 7th grade, I'd sell headphones, right, outside my school buses. And eventually it became companies. I started playing the game Minecraft a lot, for example, and I ended up capitalizing on that, making my own Minecraft server. Made thousands of dollars from that. Kept on building more and more companies. Eventually came across the fidget spinner one. That did extremely well.
You
and
did
now,
well with the fidget spinner.
Yeah.
Now, give me an example. When you talk about did well.
So we put 300,000 of them into Walmart nationwide, and we did hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. If you go on Google, type in my name and fidget spinner, Forbes will say that we were behind the trend.
Ben, put that name in there. I want to see that come up.
Go for it.
Okay, we'll check that out in a minute.
Okay.
So what's your biggest score as an entrepreneur to date? I mean, granted, you're only, 18.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You've been on the streets, you've been hustling. But what's your best entrepreneurial project? Doesn't have to be money, but what's your best idea that you've had so far?
I'd probably say so far Fidget, probably just because that, really built my brand and really legitimized me as an entrepreneur. Because there's a lot of kids nowadays that say that they're entrepreneurs, but they don't actually do anything that important, right?
What define entrepreneurism for me?
Probably just running your own company, taking your own risk, doing your own thing. Right.
Okay.
I'd say it's pretty agreeable.
A little bit of coming up with an idea that maybe someone else
and
has
executing,
trying to make something better.
Exactly. Yeah.
Trying to grow
solving
something.
problems, stuff like that.
What have you done to make something better? The fidgets you didn't invent.
Yeah.
But what have you come up with any ideas to make something better, or are you just really still on the hustle?
Really just on the hustle. I mean, for example, when I was 15, I built this app. It was an anti-texting and driving app. So that was kind of more for a cause kind of thing. But then after that, I kind of had to focus more on what would bring more capital. So then eventually down the line, when I have more capital, I can fund things like that. That have more of a cause.
Okay. So Allan, you made some money.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I mean, you started.
Yeah.
There's nothing like learning how to do that early age.
Yeah.
But what have you done with this money? That's you said you wanted to grow up one day, have things. You got to earn it. But what have you bought that's kind of cool? That's different.
I mean, I've bought a lot of stupid stuff, I'd say, but now I have a lot of my money invested into my companies, so that way I can't really be messing around with it a lot.
So you lost that whole dream about just buying some really cool shit.
No, I mean, I every now and then, every now and then I treat myself well, but yeah, more I'm starting to realize.
You're flying
more
a little private.
Exactly,
that's nice. Flying
more
a private
buying
plane
nice shoes, buying nice clothes. The whole when you're young,
to get the full picture.
Exactly,
what it's like to be an 18-year-old entrepreneur. That's all.
Yeah.
And then good for you.
Yeah, but now more that I'm done with that kind of stuff, I've done. Jesse follows me on Instagram. I've done some fun things.
Tell me what you're working on now.
Yeah, now I've probably 4 companies. So I have 3 dropshipping stores on Shopify. So that's just selling products on AliExpress.
And who's dropshipping for you?
I have kids now working for me. It's all automated. It's pretty cool.
But do you ship out of New York?
No, it's all dropshipping. So it's all off of China.
Oh, off other people's companies.
So it takes 3 to 4 weeks to ship. I just market them through Instagram, Facebook ads, and then they sell pretty well.
So you find something on AliExpress, which guy knows everything. Well, that's the Wild West. So you figure out how to go find good products that are there.
Find good vendors.
Buy a bunch, and then you're drop shipping.
I market them first. I market them first, make sure they sell. When I get orders, that's when I then purchase it for them. So for me, there's really not a lot of risk involved in the first place.
You're just brokering and finding the right
Essentially, I'm
the
middleman, you could say.
You found, because those people don't necessarily know how to market. They're all the way in Asia, so to speak.
They'd rather just be the factories that ship it out for me.
And give me an example of a couple of products.
Like iPhone cases, iPhone like headphones, for example. Those will cost me like $2 or $3 on AliExpress. I can sell them for $15. One of my most best-selling products, which I can't really talk about, cost me $5 or $6. I sell it for $40.
Wow. And you can't talk about it because you don't want to disclose.
I don't want someone else ripping it off, and then it gets too saturated. But yeah.
I got you. Okay, that's fair. Smart. By the way, we've covered a few topics here, but from an entrepreneurism, make sure you don't spill the beans. You don't have to give up your story on every street corner, by the way, because somebody potentially could steal it. So it's a good thought as far as not always...
Yeah, just staying low-key first.
Yeah, stay low-key. You know, making a lot of money, low-key works too.
So we're getting a pretty...
Because I remember, like, you know, selling fireworks low-key. Nobody in the neighborhood knew I was filling everybody's pockets up with fireworks because a lot of my friends' parents didn't want them working, but they were okay doing the fireworks, everything on the down low, and I had them working every which way for me.
Because after the whole fidget thing, like, Allan really hasn't done much press recently. Like, this is one of the only things he's gotten.
I'm trying to keep it.
I understand why college now has become a little bit of a deterrent, but I'm still feeling you've got the hustle part of it. I think
100%.
college is going to broaden your horizons. It's going to give you a different, a much more wider, grown-up perspective, which you can't really buy out in the street. But you know, you've got to believe in that. I mean, and it's not cheap, but I think a guy like you, who's got the hustle and some of the business sense, combined with the education and a wider, wider platform of just growing up and relationships, some of the curriculum you can get in a college, you'd be a very dangerous cat in about 3-4 years. And you could do that while you're hustling. There's a lot of hustle to be made.
I'm planning on doing like half.
I made a ton of money up at Syracuse while I was struggling to get my accounting degree. Man, that's another reason why I don't have any hair left. A couple questions.
Yeah, and here's the Forbes article you wanted to see. But a couple people, Allan, for you, were wondering.
It's legit. You can look them up. Yeah, it's legit. You don't have to double check these things.
A couple people were wondering.
We're talking Project X. Allan Maman?
Maman.
Allan Maman. I mean, young entrepreneur. By the way, I got my crack intern here. He's hopefully going to go to college, or I'm going to have to cut his balls off if he doesn't. I'm just saying, like, I threaten. He's not really a full-time employee, so I can threaten him a little bit. But I love him. I want him to go to college. I want him to go to school because I think he's going to be an assassin with his hustle. And I say that to all the young kids. You got the hustle. You're not going to lose that. Yeah. But don't discount education. You can't. You can't. I'm sorry. Even me, I didn't even have to go to college. My mother was actually questioning whether I should even go to college. And she said, yeah, but, you know, if you want to go play the long game, if you want to run a bigger company,
short-term money is nothing.
If you really want to be educated properly, be successful, you really need to go to college. I really think it's a good idea. So she didn't force it to me, but she really strongly suggested it, which is a good play for my mom. Because I think if she would have forced it on me, maybe I would have reacted differently.
One quick thing before going into.
So we're getting a big reaction on what?
We're getting. He got a big reaction on the whole fidget spinner thing, but some question.
Where are all those fidget spinners right now? I'd like to know where they all are. Probably in a dumpster somewhere now. That's the stupidest idea I've ever seen, but it seemed like it worked.
Yeah. Look, for me, like,
stupid. I mean, listen,
stupid
the
sells.
Beanie Babies, stupid does sell.
And you knew it was a fad.
I mean, spoken with someone who's selling a lot of dirt. I mean, I'm in no position to speak here right now. I mean, about stupid, but I mean, I love the dirt. People love the spinners. People love the Beanie Babies and all this other stuff.
So, not in the comments, but something I've known from just knowing Allan. Like, I think a cool story that people would appreciate is sort of how you started going into it with the school, the issues you had with your school, because you started printing them at your school and going over that.
By the way, if you have a question, please email it in. If you want to come on the show, we have room for a couple more callers. We have a couple scheduled after we're done with Allan. But if you have something you want to talk about, a project you're in the middle of, whatever it is, please email in your number. We'll dial you up. You'll be able to get on the show today. And if you have any questions for Allan or myself, email in, ask us anything. We're going to rock and roll. And I think we're giving some stuff away for anybody who likes and shares. If you like and share it, what's the story with the pod, by the way, Justin? If you like and share the pod?
If you subscribe to it, share it.
I hope you subscribe to the pod. I mean, for God's sakes. But
subscribe, share it, send us a screenshot.
You got to review it.
For the podcast, if they go to brandonsteiner.com/review, they can click through there to go to iTunes, leave a review, screenshot it. You can enter to win a $250 gift card from Steiner Sports.
And by the way, I know if you're doing it. I get a list from Ben every week that gives me a list of all the people that reviewed it. So review it. They're phenomenal. You got Gary Vee. You got who's asleep at the John Gray pod, and also Gordon. We did a blog this morning with Energy Bus, Gordon. That was a great blog, right, Jake? That was phenomenal. Anyway,
John Rulin was a good one too
yeah,
for
John
gifting
Rowland,
for the
about
period.
gifting, especially this time
for this time of year.
Yeah, John Rowland was a rock star.
He's
we need to get him back here.
I just interviewed him
Talk
for
about
my show
gifting.
last week. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's great. Back to Allan. How'd you get started? How'd this all go for you?
Yeah.
I mean, give us a little bit of the.
So we're very
the
clear that we didn't
makeup.
like invent it, right? Because like they were a thing before. So for example, I'm someone with ADHD. So I was looking online, like I saw
Hold on. How do you know
Yeah.
you're ADHD?
got like tested and all that
It
with the
seems
school.
like a common thread here in
Yeah,
this room.
no, 100%. I don't know. I got like tested through my school or something like that, and they were like, "You have ADHD."
Now, are you on meds?
Sometimes, not like when I need them. Like
But
not
you,
most of the
so
time.
you manage some of your ADHD with meds. I love that he's honest
Yeah.
and tells the truth.
Well, it's only like when I'm in college.
Well,
and I
what
have,
else
like,
do
let's
you
say
do
I
to
have, like,
manage
tests.
your ADHD before we get into
Nothing
sorry,
really,
I
because
gotta
I
cut you
mean,
off.
let's say I'm doing business. Like in business, I feel like I'm focused, right? I just can't focus on like schoolwork, because like why the hell would I want to learn like social studies when I could be making money? So that was kind of the main struggle with high school and why my grades are so low in high school. But like yeah, like
So
for
you
example,
failed in high school. You struggled in
not
school.
failed, but I probably was one of the lowest performing kids in my high school.
Let me tell you something. You didn't fail in school. School
Yeah.
failed you.
That's a lot of
They
people
should have
told
done
me,
a better job handling a talent like you and giving you some of the guides and roads to cover a lot of things you want to learn about.
Yeah.
Although some of those other subjects are important
Yeah,
too.
no, 100%.
But
Yeah, no.
it
I mean, for some kids,
I
they're
just want
important,
schools
yeah.
to respect the entrepreneurial
Yeah.
aspect, not only in business but in all curriculums. If you want to be an entrepreneur, lawyer, a doctor, a journalist, I'd love to see more entrepreneurism in the classroom in general and talk about the what else, what's next.
Yeah. Funny
It
enough
just
story.
it kills me that everybody we're
The,
still looking at textbooks
yeah.
that are like 50 years old.
The last week of school.
Unbelievable.
The last week of school, like a few months ago, I was in gym class outside, and I had a call with one of my investors because he had like some questions about something. So I had to take the call, and the gym teacher started yelling at me. We had a whole fight. Ended up getting suspended in the last week of school for being on a call. It's quite something, but it's pretty funny.
That's what I'm talking about. Did the teacher not understand that money was being made in a transaction? He's still asking you to raise your hand up to go to the bathroom. Let me ask you a question. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of trials and tribulations
Yeah.
in schools with other problems that teachers are dealing with. So I'm not
Yeah.
completely, blind to that. But there needs to be a little bit of a changing of the guard in the way we're going to teach our kids. And there's some good TED Talks on that as well. But when you're managing your ADHD, food, exercise, your diet, what else is going on there? How much have you dug into that?
Not really much at all. It's kind of just like I just do whatever like my mind can focus on, if that makes sense. Luckily for me, like that's business. Like business to me just comes naturally. Like I can always focus on that. I can always like I don't mind writing emails all day because like I know that's to do with my business. But I'd rather do emails all day than let's say reply to like school emails or like have to write an essay on some BS book or something like that. So yeah, like for that part, kind of let it run by
Are
itself.
you struggling right now sitting in this chair for this long?
Yeah, I can see me moving around a little bit. But yeah.
It's starting to get a little fidgety. I hear you, man. I'm in the same place. And I think you can manage your ADHD, and it should be managed more than above and beyond just the business.
Yeah.
But, exercise, eating right.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a book before you go.
Perfect.
Peter Shankman's blog, by the way, if you have some ADHD issues, a great blog. Peter Shankman's blog is amazing. Ben, if you could post that. All right. We love Peter. Peter's really mastered it. He does these pods and blogs on a weekly basis, and he just has a new book. We're also going to post that book in case you want to buy that as well. A little plug for Peter. But Peter was one of our good guests, by the way. He was great. So you getting started. I mean, you're a little all over the place. Yeah. What was the aha moment for you?
For what? The whole...
starting your own
of
thing.
everything?
You can go make money on your own.
It's kind of just like when I just started making money from that Minecraft server. I was just like, damn, like I can make a lot of money from like simple things. It was like, why should I just be like a consumer, like a player in most of these things when I could just, do my own thing, start my own business. And yeah, that kind of just taught me like from a very young age, like that's what I kind of wanted to do. I definitely don't like I have a big problem with like authority and all that, like big troublemaker in school, have a lot of detentions and suspensions on my record. So for me, like authority wasn't really like my kind of thing. Like I wouldn't want to work for someone else and listen to someone, telling me what to do. I'd rather just do that for myself. So that's kind of like where I kind of realized like, damn, like, just going to like a regular 9 to 5 is definitely not for me.
So you feeling pressure to maybe go back to school, or are you feeling something you want to do?
Yeah. Well, no,
do you have a real office now?
So yeah, I was actually looked at a place 2 days ago, in Valhalla. But for example, like mainly because my parents, like my parents like generation, like they're immigrants here, a very Asian culture, so they really want me to go to school and all that. They actually don't know. I mean, I really hope that they're not listening to this. They actually don't know that I'm dropped out right now. They think that I'm still in school.
That's a story.
I mean,
something tells me they're not watching this program. Just a guess.
Yeah. So like for me, like that's fine. Like whatever. I'll let it run by itself.
How long have they not known for?
No. Like they just don't know. Like this whole semester.
It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Do you know where your child is? I always loved that commercial. My mother would say, it's 10 o'clock at night. Do you know where your child is?
So it's been a couple months. And
Yeah,
I
but
don't
no,
know.
it's been
How
probably
many
been like.
people in your company? Is it just you?
So
Or is it,
all my stuff's automated. So I literally have like 6-year-old kids from like Canada, for example, helping me with work.
so when you don't give an office, you just need one office.
It's kind of just more to like keep all my stuff centered and like kind of keep myself focused. Like I don't know. I feel like let's say I go to like a cafe to work. I feel like I get a lot more work done there than like in my bedroom.
Yeah, of course.
So and the office I was gonna do like a short term like 3-6 month lease. It's gonna be like $1,000 a month. And then also I'm planning on eventually start shipping out products for myself, like building a brand. So if that was the case, that's why I need an office to ship out products, have kids come,
Yes,
fulfill and
broker
all
deal
that.
here. We may have a space here. I love the entrepreneurs hanging
No,
out.
if you guys have a
Steiner.
space, I'd be
We have to
open
talk
to
about
it.
that.
We do.
I would definitely be
Ben,
open
we
to it.
have a call.
Yeah, guy's name is Justin Sherman. He's got a baseball clinic business.
Justin, what's up, my friend? How are you? Justin Sherman is an entrepreneur. I've heard that name over the course of the last couple of years. He's built up a baseball business. Justin, you there? We don't have him. We lost him. Hopefully we'll get you back in a minute. So I think it's funny. There's a lot of kids in your dilemma now that are not feeling the school thing.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, can schools
Adapt to it.
adapt?
Yeah.
And could we somehow meet in the middle? Because if not, I think you're going to see a lot more kids going rogue. They're going to be going the opposite way, which is such a shame. I have confidence in the because you're seeing more and more. Like we're 19th in the world of kids graduating college in this world, and we used to be number one. And now I understand why some of the numbers that we
Yeah,
just
like
countries
computer
have so many
science,
more
stuff like
people.
that,
But
yeah.
for God's sakes,
I think we got Justin back.
Justin, you there?
We don't come back. No.
We don't know.
Yeah, keep going. I don't
Oh, he doesn't have them. Okay. So, by the way, if you like and share, we'll be doing some contests. Go to the pod. We're talking with Allan here, who's 18 years old. He's already had like 3 or 4 businesses. Just talking about entrepreneurs. And if you have a question, just email in or just write it in. We'll try to get to as many questions as we can. Any questions so far?
Yeah, some people are wondering about that school story we touched into a little bit. If you could go a little deeper into that, what I brought up.
Okay.
Which school? With the one at the end of the year?
No, you starting and how you
okay.
started with
Yeah.
the school's printers and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like
So
that.
like we sell them on Etsy. When I say we, me and my co-founder Cooper Weiss. I know Jesse knows him. Good kid. Anyway, so when I say we, it's them. And then basically we went on Etsy and like found these little like rewind that. So we went on Kickstarter. Have you seen the Fidget Cube? Have you seen those?
Yeah.
They raised like 6 million. Yeah. So I saw those. I really wanted one. They took like 8 months to ship. This was like last year. So I started looking for more and more stuff. On Etsy, we came across like fidget toys. So we saw the fidget spinners, and we saw that look, it was all these individual people printing them. No actual company was behind making them. It was literally people like 30-year-old guys in the garages as hobbies, just selling them on Etsy. So we're like, okay, like we want one of these. Like let's start testing it out. So our school 3D printers. I started staying after school till like 8 o'clock in the afternoon every day, just nonstop printing them.
So school did serve a purpose.
Yeah, so that was helpful.
Insane.
You could say, exactly, because it cost us literally nothing because the printers were paid for with tax money and all that. So they started selling really well in my school. Like they blew up. Eventually, administration heard about it and they threatened to suspend me because I'm not technically allowed to make profit off of the school's 3D printers. Which I just understandable. I mean, I kind of just denied all of it. That same day, I went out to Micro Center, bought like 2 3D printers, started printing them nonstop. Eventually, when they blew up in my school, I was like, wow, if they could blow up in this small environment with 1,000 kids, they could probably blow up online.
So you were early on this gig.
Yeah. So
You were early in the game.
Yeah, I was really on for the more long-term kind of stuff.
How important is that?
For the long term?
Just thinking about getting in the game early. Is
Yeah,
it
it's definitely important.
tolerance for risk or just tolerance to have some foresight?
Just stuff from foresight, I'd say, just like so you know what to expect. So basically, when I bought 2 3D printers, started running ads on them online. They performed really well. Got an investor at Founder, Gerard Adams. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No.
Okay, like Illy Daly, co-founder. So he invested in us, gave us some capital, bought more printers with that. Really started selling them online, like a lot. Me and Cooper were in his basement. We came home from school at 3 o'clock, worked till 12, like every single night for 3 months straight.
You weren't lazy.
Yeah, no, nonstop printing them from like
Wow.
January, probably 3 months past then, nonstop, and then
How much
eventually
money did you make?
a good amount of money, like probably
How much? I mean-
like above 350,000, roughly around there.
You made 350,000.
No, not personal net. But yeah, it's
share
around
some of
there.
that.
Yeah,
You made
exactly.
6 figures
Yeah,
yourself?
Yeah, 6 figures, 100%.
At 15 years, 16 years old?
17. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, the way I think about it now is that I honestly think I could have made at least 7 figures net by myself. But the issue is that I was just like this kid in high school, like making $5K a day, and like to me that was crazy. Like I wasn't thinking, well, what can I do to make $15K a day? I was thinking, how do I sustain making $5K
Which
a
is
day?
one of the reasons why you should go to college.
Yeah,
to
well, I
learn
mean,
scale,
now
learn how
I've realized
financing,
exactly. Now I'm at this
borrowing
point
money, right?
where I tell my
Alright.
employees like, why are we making 10K a week when we should be making 100K a week? So now I know more, like obviously scaling and all that, because long-term money really matters. You and I both know like $1 million you could spend that in literally an hour. You know what I mean? It's really not a lot of money in the end of the day. It's more the 8,
And
9,
it's
10
only
figures.
money.
Exactly.
The joy is really building something. It's
Exactly.
not what you
Building
can
the company.
make. It's what you can
100%.
build.
And it's like 8, 9 figures.
It's not what you
that
can
really
make.
matters.
It's what you can build.
It's true.
That's the joy and the fun of it when you build something, especially if it's helping people or doing something that makes things easier or faster or better for a person.
Yeah.
And then what you do with the money, if you can pay it forward and help other people with that money, because it's only so many things you could buy, as you soon see, even as a kid.
Exactly. Because
It's
it's all the same.
You didn't get that hyped up about once you had all this money.
Yeah, it's like the first
You
time you
thought
do it,
were
yeah.
gonna-
The first time you do it, it's like the best high ever. And then you do it, you know, you buy whatever it is for the 20th time, you know, the same pair of shoes, it's the same thing.
You know, it's
There's
like
really
you realize you can go buy an expensive car, but you only need one of them, and then it's really that's even questionable.
Still planning on buying a pretty expensive car next year. I don't know.
All right,
We'll see.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But once you buy that car, I mean,
right? I already know what's gonna come, but I think for now, I'm gonna let it ride.
So what's next?
So right now I have like 3 or 4 companies going. 2 of them are e-commerce stores. 2, 3 of them are e-commerce stores. They're like drop shipping stuff. I'm building an app now. I'm building a software for Instagram.
Are you an app fan? I mean, do you still believe in the app? It's hard to get those things.
I think
active.
it's definitely hard to get out. But I'm saying, like, for example, I'm working with like a really good talented team, which is young kids who already have an app that has like 100,000 monthly active users. So for example, I gave them equity. They're helping me develop it. They're helping me market it. Oh, I'm really gonna do the main marketing part. But like
What's your favorite app?
Favorite app probably like Instagram out there. Social wise.
Okay.
I'm verified on there.
Is there
I have
any
a lot of
apps
followers.
any new apps you've seen out there that you kind of rock you a
I
little bit?
don't really download like for me it's literally just Instagram, Shopify, Gmail, like those basics.
Yeah, some basic. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
if you got a question out there for me around, let me know. We're answering a couple questions. Also, were we doing a giveaway today, Ben? I forget.
Put in a gift card giveaway in the comments section.
All right, cool. We're giving away some gift cards as well. It's Christmas time. In case somebody needs some gifts, we got it. Any questions?
Yeah.
We want to take the call. We're going to take it off the speakerphone because the line's not working. But
Okay.
Take it out.
Yeah, can you get we'll take it off the speaker then?
Yep.
All right.
Justin, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What's up, buddy? How are you? Justin, Brandon, and Allan here.
Brandon, how are you? It's a pleasure to be on with you. As you know, I'm a big fan of yours, and we know each other kind of pretty well, and I appreciate everything you do, and I appreciate you having me on. Thank you very much.
Well, I've watched you grow. Just from you seem like last minute you were a kid in high school, but you have a baseball business, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and you're teaching kids how to play. You have like this instructional. But then on the other hand, you were getting involved with some kind of a trivia night and some bars. So you were trying a few different things. What's worked out for you? What hasn't?
So basically, not to bore everybody, I'll cut right to the chase. I graduated Purchase College, a local school right down the street here. And I graduated. I was on the baseball team. I was the captain. I was a pretty good baseball player. And unfortunately, things did not work out. Injuries happened. So I'm out of school, and I'm looking to just make some extra money. And I started just giving some baseball lessons in the neighborhood. One lesson became 2 to 3, going to some kids' games, putting up flyers, old school marketing, guerrilla marketing. And, you know, I'm now at 45 students.
Love that.
And it's been a pretty nice business. It's sustaining me very well. I'm loving what I'm doing.
What will you gross in
well,
2017?
sorry?
What's your how much money will you make teaching baseball and doing clinics?
So as a sole proprietor, which is something I'd love to get your thoughts on, as a sole proprietor, because right now I'm just a one-man band, probably around $60,000, $70,000.
Nice job, man. Doing what you love. And has the trivia thing scaled out? Are you making money? Have you been just focused on that, or are you doing multiple things?
So I'm doing that, and I'm looking at different opportunities. I mean, I also feel, in your beautiful words, what else? I'm looking at what else I could do to multiply myself as well as other revenue streams, such as coaching clinics, maybe how we teach. An idea that I had was coaching other dads how to coach in the Little League. I think that's an untapped market. Team clinics are a big thing that I'm doing now, where instead of just one-on-one, I'll work with 15 to 20 kids at a time, and also trying to maybe mentor a new instructor, possibly, to have someone under my belt as, I guess, a protege.
Well, that's important. You're hitting some hot buttons there, but branding is important. Like we've been talking for about 5 minutes now. I haven't heard your brand mentioned at least 10 times, and it's really important to brand. The second thing is you got to be able to create mini me's. You got to be able, once you create that brand and people know that you're the baseball doctor, And you can fix a kid's swing. You can get a kid to get to travel. You can get a kid to high school, be able to play competitively. That's what you do as a baseball doctor. You fix someone's swing. You fix their hits. You fix them so they can propel and go to another level. That's why we go to doctors. You should be the baseball doctor.
I love the name.
And when you build that brand,
that name is a logo. I love it.
You know, when you build that brand locally, you'll find people want to go to you because every parent wants their kid to be the next Derek Jeter.
Especially when it's local.
Especially when it's local. I mean, you don't have to go advertise on
TV,
60 Minutes. I mean, you're going to advertise local cable, local papers. It's very inexpensive. A little PR. Maybe you get an athlete once a year to go do something with you. So you do an overall clinic. So you're branded. That you're working with some of the biggest names. Doesn't have to be a big name, but maybe do an open clinic for the day with kids can come and you're doing these short little clinics. And also the real money is in group clinics. You know, anytime you can get a bunch of people together to give you some money, the sum of it's all the grains of sand is what equals the beach. And what I love about group clinics that it's not a fortune for that person to join up, but when you add up all those pieces, you make a nice amount of money for a few hours. And it's usually reoccurring. People like to go to those because part of the experience is networking and being with some other peers that are going through the same stuff and learning through the same stuff. Because you can learn from you and then you learn from the other people sitting in the group. And you could bring in high school and college coaches, which a lot of time they're looking for that young talent, and they'll come in and support you. But you should have 1 or 2 days a year where you want to make a statement up in, let's say, Westchester, if that's who you are. It says, hey, I'm the baseball guru. I'm the guy. And this is why. This is what we do. You bring some people to come around to support you so that you got some PR stuff around it. Justin, I think you've done a great job getting started, but it's a good story, but I want you to come back in a few months with a better story, a bigger story. I want you to play the long ball, the long game. You're still playing a little small ball to me, and I'd like to see you go pick up a little bit of more of the long game here and get into something bigger picture thinking, and not just look to get an instructor, but to maybe go get several, because you could bring instructors on and just pay them as a percentage. You don't have to give them big salaries. So why wouldn't you have a team? As long as you sign them up with serious non-competes so they don't go and steal your clients and steal your ideas in the area. You don't want that. So make sure you spend the money legally to just, as people are signing on, that as you're giving them clients and working with your theme, they don't spin off and take your clients with them. But play big. Don't play small. Play the big game.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Go get some people. You've been a solo artist, if I'm not mistaken, for almost 3 years now, and doing well. You got your degree. Good for you. Now play. Listen. Take some risks. Play a little bigger. Find yourself a way to go make a statement that you're going to do a couple of these clinics X amount of times a year for coaches and a couple of clinics for kids, focused on certain age brackets. Think big, forecast big, maybe spend a little money on advertising and PR, maybe bring in a pro player on 1 or 2 of these, or even a college coach from the neighborhood to join in with you, and get that 70 to 700.
I love it. And
I agree.
Right, Allan, right?
Just to scale it. That's it. Yeah. Your days of validation there. It works.
I'm not a big, I'm not a guy who's going to sit here and just drive scale home to you, But on the other hand, when I see no scale attempt.
And you has validation too. It works.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid of scale. I mean, I think you can go teach a bunch of kids and make a nice living. You don't have to have thousands of kids in your clinic or even think that way unless that's something you want to do. But you got to be thinking somewhere bigger than what you are now. And I think that sometimes a lot of people get a little hesitant. They get comfortable.
Exactly.
They get soft.
Well, I should talk about that too. Yeah.
They get soft. And it's no good.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's great advice. It's really great advice, and I appreciate that. And, like you, I'm always thinking what else, and definitely that's in my thought process, 100%. I appreciate
All right, man.
that.
Good luck. Keep in touch, man. Let me know what's going on with you.
Thank you, Brandon.
I think you got
everybody.
something there. I think, I've talked to a few people that have used you for lessons and stuff, and they really like what you're doing. The kids love you. I think it's time for you to get to another level and step up your game. Let's go.
I'll
All right,
accept
man.
the challenge. I like
Talk
it.
to you soon, buddy. Be well. Thanks for calling in. Couple
Thanks,
questions.
Yeah, we got some. We got a couple questions. First off, on Twitter, people want to know, Allan, what was the text and driving app about?
Yeah, so just like it's really simple. It's literally you turn on it's only for Android phone because Apple doesn't support it. Basically, you literally open the app, hit on, and then any text you get while that button is on automatically replies saying, "Hey, I'm currently driving right now. I can't reply."
So like what the do not disturb thing
yeah,
on the iPhone does
exactly.
now?
What they have now, yeah. But this was 3
You
years
were
ago.
ahead of the curve on
2
that.
years ago, yeah.
Nice
It was very
job
simple.
on
The
that.
other ones were just way too complex.
You
It was
beat
just
Apple.
just a button. That's it. So yeah.
Love that. Now, does that app still work?
Yeah, it's up, but it's like I barely touch it anymore because it's Android. Like I'm an iPhone user now, and I made it 2 years ago. It was when I was just curious. Yeah.
That was still a hell of a good idea, by the way.
Another one on Facebook from Jack London, who want to know if you could talk a little bit more about your experience and any tips you have for drop shipping.
Okay, fair enough. Experience-wise, does he mean? I should
Like
ask
what
him now,
it's been like, what you've been involved in, what it's been like trying to do it through China and stuff like that.
So for the most part, it's pretty easy. I'd say the worst thing, the absolute worst thing about dropshipping is that you can't brand it, right? Because any company that takes 3 to 4 weeks to ship is, you're not going to get repeat customers. People are pissed off. Look, something I have to deal with. To be honest, one of my products literally is on Amazon for a quarter of the price and has 2-day shipping, but people still buy it from my website. The issue is that I can't really build a brand behind it. Like, for example, like if I want my company to get acquired, like let's say last month we did 50K rev. If I want a company to get acquired, let's say like 200K, no one want to buy it because there's no brand behind it. It's just numbers. Once I do start actually having products in, I ship them out, then I can start working on the brand. But for now, when you take 3 weeks to ship, it's impossible.
Would it pay if you get a hunch on a product to take some inventory in?
Yeah, no, exactly. So
do you think that's your next step?
Exactly. A lot of what I'm doing now is I'm doing drop shipping for validation, right? So if I go, look, I sold 500 units of this product, I'm confident that if I buy 1,000 of them from China and ship out myself, they'll sell. It's not like I'm just taking a blind shot saying, hey, I think this will sell. Let me buy 1,000 of them up front.
We may be able to help you with fulfillment and shipping here.
Oh, yeah. I've been talking about it.
If you knew you had a place to go store those things and ship, maybe so that's fearful. You got to buy the product, but then you got to find a place that's not too expensive.
Right. So that's what I was planning on getting in the office or something like that.
Broker a deal, Jess. Jeez.
I'm with it.
But it's true, though. I think a lot of entrepreneurs get a little nervous, not on taking the inventory, but then how you're going to disperse that inventory. Yeah, and that gets a little complicated. Right. But we have a great shipping facility here at Steiner. We may be able to help you.
Showed them downstairs.
That's still pretty good, man. I mean, the fact that you have such a great business sense already at such a young age, I mean, it would be. I think it's a real blessing for a school to have you in their business school.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope schools see that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping that more schools see that. Yeah. I'm starting to see that turn.
Yeah.
You're seeing more entrepreneurship programs in schools, but it's hard to get the real entrepreneurs teaching in those programs, which is my concern.
I'm actually speaking at Syracuse Entrepreneur, the program in January.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Do
you remember the date?
January 21st or 22nd. One of those. It was like the Monday of that.
I think they had asked me about that program. I think it was January 19th.
Wow, that's pretty fun.
It could be that date. I remember that, but I ended up doing another program. But I love it. I think it's
probably
great.
Trickle down to me.
No, you may have done something simultaneous, but it's a monthly program to have. I love what Syracuse now is doing with their entrepreneurs and then making it more than just a business program. They're trying to get it.
Exactly, and they're very open about it too. They were like, talk about whatever you want, dress whatever you want. Like they're very, very nice.
So you're gonna fly up there?
Yeah.
Beautiful thing, man. Love it up there. I keep telling Jess that's a school, man. That's a great school.
Very cold though now.
Yeah, it's a little cold.
Yeah.
But
you said you like the cold though.
Yeah, I like it.
How do you like it?
I just thought it was kind of, when it's too warm out, you always feel like
you get too comfortable.
You should be doing something else.
Yeah,
but when it's cold out,
you just have to work.
You feel like you can kind of bunker in and you kind of get a little closer with people. Not everybody's hanging out all over the place. You're hanging out in your dorm and you get to make friends better. But I had no problem with the cold. Couple questions.
Yeah, I think this question's for you. Based off your experience, do you think you can teach somebody to be an entrepreneur in college, or do you think it only enhances prior entrepreneurs?
I think you can. I mean, I think you can teach somebody to be an entrepreneur if they have the tolerance for risk.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
a lot of people just get too comfortable. Like they can't handle their business failing and all that. Like they just can't. And,
the leadership part. The visionary part, I think, is teachable.
If it's in place, then you can.
The risk part is where it falls off dramatically. 100%.
Because people would rather just go out partying every Friday night.
And they want to know they're going to go to work on Monday, come home on Friday,
with a paycheck every single time. Yeah,
that would just drive me absolutely crazy.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah,
I think that
as a 16-year-old.
Exactly. I think success is all based off of not being comfortable. People just get too comfortable, and that's why there's so many young kid entrepreneurs. Is because these kids, they just have girlfriends, they just do their own thing every Friday night, and they get too comfortable with their life, so they have no reason to be like, oh, I should go build a company. They go, I'm happy with my day-to-day life. I've got good grades.
Are you comfortable with your uncomfortability?
I'm comfortable being uncomfortable, if that makes sense.
No, it does. Yeah. So you have a comfort level with
the
unknown.
The instant
with the unknown.
The instant I start getting comfortable, I just try to make myself get as uncomfortable as possible. So, for example, after Fidget, right? I got too comfortable because I made the money. I didn't really work for 1 to 2 months. I kind of just fooled around with my friends, girls, summertime and all that. And I started to realize damn, this isn't gonna help me long term. So I got back into it, kind of cut off some ties, and just went all hustling.
That's cool. Yeah, that's very true, by the way. That's actually a good point.
Couple other ones. what do you think the next like 12, 24 months are looking like? First off, based off the college thing, but even with that, are you still focusing on the drop shipping or trying to pivot on the
Personally, I think
e-commerce?
dropshipping will be dead in 6 to 8 months, just because it's getting so saturated. There's so many kids in it, and again, like, it's not good for companies. Like, people are going to realize, like, wow, I can get the same product on Amazon. That's not going to take 3 to 4 weeks to ship.
Is Alibaba still a good secret, though?
Yeah, definitely.
Seems like when I go on Alibaba, I'm amazed at the
Yeah,
products
it's-
on there.
yeah.
And a lot of people are still fearful from ordering on there.
No, now they have a lot more quality control going on, especially with vendors that, they put out statistics, right? So, like, if a vendor has done more than $50,000 in transactions, they'll say that. Like, I won't mess with anyone that has done under 30K in transactions because then I know they're going to, give me a faulty product. There could be, like, lead in the metal. Like, who knows? Like, it's not worth my risk of my company or my personal
How about
liability.
apparel and sneakers and stuff on Alibaba?
I know clothing, they sell clothing, like, the same, like, probably the jacket probably would be, like, $10 on Alibaba. Probably even cheaper. I've dropshipped some hoodies, too, that cost me $10. Like, it's not bad, but it's, like, polyester. Like, it's not high-quality stuff.
Yeah.
It's just regular, yeah.
All right, cool. Ben, any for you? Any closing remarks?
One thing we got to make sure we recognize Dream Seats, the new chairs that we have.
Dream Seats, baby. First of all, we can make these seats up. I love the job they did here. Check these seats out, man.
That's
cool.
their zip chair line that they
I
sent
love that.
us
Now,
for
you
the
see the
studio.
locker room chairs we have in all the stadiums now. Yankee Stadium, you can get a seat made with your kid's name on this. Just give us a call. We get these made for you. I love them. I mean, they're a lot of fun with the Yankee logo and all the team logos. Dream Seats, baby. And you know something I love about Dream Seats? We didn't even ask them. They just sent them. Because they knew they were good, and they've been very comfortable too, by the way. But we didn't even ask them to send. They just send them, which just shows the balls. That's the balls. They said we got better seats than the ones you got, and then they did them. So keep an eye on Dream Seats. You see them on our website. We have different logos. The Lundqvist one you see in the signings, but we'll put out a link if you want to buy any of these seats. But anyway, good job on Dream Seats. Thank you. Appreciate them jumping in. Anything else, Ben? We give away some stuff. I mean, it's Christmas.
Yeah, just announced the winner for the gift card.
Who?
We gave that to Jack London.
All right. Can we give away another one, or
Can we give away another one?
we're going to give away a couple more gift cards? So just check the site. Tell them one more time what they got to do on the pods. Because listen, if you're flying and traveling, you probably need to download the pod. So there's 72 pods. All you got to do is like, review it, listen to it. You're golden. What do they got to do, Ben?
They just got to go to brandonsteiner.com/review, and then they can review your podcast, enter to win a $250 gift card from Steiner Sports.
And by the way, on brandonsteiner.com, I launched a new website. Tell me what you love about that website, and I may drop a gift card on you, man. I want some feedback. What I need to do to make that site better. It's an interactive kind of program here. Anyway, we're coming back with a bunch of shows next week, right before Christmas. We are going to have one more day of giving away a lot of stuff like I did last week. So be tuned for that. Stay tuned for that, not be tuned. Stay tuned for that. We're giving away, what's the best day giveaway day? Is it Wednesday? Next Wednesday?
Yeah, next Wednesday is the show that we're scheduled for. But giveaways?
We may do it on Tuesday. Yeah, we'll probably do a whole giveaway day on Tuesday so we can get stuff out so people can get it for Christmas. So keep an eye out for Tuesday's show on Wednesdays. Until then, everybody stay entrepreneurial. Thank you, my friend.
Right, left. There we go.
Hey, I got to tell you, I cannot believe how many kids I'm running into now like you. And it's not a million of them, but it just seems like more now than ever. Is entrepreneurism hot in this country or what?
I think it's too hot in my opinion. There's too many non-real entrepreneurs out there in my opinion.
It'll sort out.
It's too glorified.
I like the fact that kids are thinking.
It's better than just doing nothing. Yeah, 100%.
It's like doing nothing. I mean, how many kids I can't. How many kids graduate college still haven't earned $1 yet? True. So you got a little head start. Yeah. I'm going to make sure you get to college, though. We'll work on that when we get off the show. Until next time, thanks for Project X. If you got some ideas, we love hearing from you. We're going to try to get you on the show. Hard to coordinate it all, but please email in your ideas. We're happy to go through them, plug them, help you meet investors, whatever it takes to help you get your idea through. Thanks for joining. Talk to you soon.